All right, guys. So we're sitting here with Tanner, owner of Top Notch Construction. He did pretty much did all the GC work for the new shop that we're doing. Tanner is my brother-in-law, which is Jenna's younger brother. He actually did the room that we're in here too. So all the woodwork and metal. He's been doing a bunch of stuff for us for a while. So I guess before we get going on watching the video, so what this video is going to be, we're going to play the filming footage, the framing footage on the TV here behind you while we're watching, and then kind of going to do a voiceover. So sometimes you may be watching us, sometimes you may be watching the framing, and we're just going to kind of go through the steps of framing for the video. So that way y'all kind of got something to listen to and follow along for those of you that don't know anything about framing. But before we get into that, why don't you give us a quick overview on Top Notch and how that got started, and what made you want to get into business and doing that kind of thing?
Well, I did granite countertops forever. About 2 years, and I did install windows and doors. Yep. Okay. Then did windows and doors for about a year. And eventually just kind of want to expand out. And I like the.
So when you say windows and doors, what I know, but what is that? So do you do work for like a big contractor?
For D.R. Horton, okay. We do all their windows, doors in Knoxville division.
Okay.
Now, so just install all those. But yeah, I like the framing. I like building houses, and I like getting.
You've learned, I guess, the learning parts you've liked, like the more and more that you get into doing it.
Yeah, especially the trim work and like this, like your basement here and in the building down there. I like the trim work and the finish work and the end product to kind of start to finish is pretty cool to me.
Yeah, and like I said, you've done really well with it. We've definitely done some guinea pigging around, figuring stuff out.
Yeah, for sure.
It's turned out good. So, guys, we're gonna start the video here. Framing down below. I'm gonna pause this here. So, as we go through, Tanner, you can just kind of talk about the process that's going on. So, it looks like we're building up the outside walls here.
Yeah, those are 16-foot walls on the outside. Trusses laying in the back. Those are how big were those trusses? 62-foot span on those trusses.
I think so.
But yeah, we got the walls framed up in about 2-3 days.
Yeah.
Zip board on everything on the outside.
Was this the first time y'all built on one of those concrete walls like that?
Yes.
Was that different?
Yeah. Really, I mean, it wasn't too bad. It's basically just a big footer. Is all it is, a big wall footer.
Yeah. What did we frame the walls? Was that 2x6 walls?
2x6 walls. And we use slats for the outside and the interior metal.
So there's a lot of wood in the walls.
A lot of wood.
So it looked like they're putting up the lower part of the zip board. So why do you want to do the sheeting on the wall before you put the trusses on, or is that just kind of
a strength thing? I mean, once the sheeting gets up, it makes the wall just 10 times stronger, anyways. And the sheeting in the walls acts as we use a lot of the walls for the bracing when we start swinging trusses.
So you don't have to have a bunch of bracing. I mean, you can see some there, but there's not a There's not
once it gets sheeted, you pretty much take a lot of the bracing off. It kind of clears out the space for swinging trusses, and you can get some more stuff in there.
Okay. So we're picking the wall up. Big John done there struggling.
Yeah, he is.
So how many guys did you have on the crew building this one?
We had some floaters running around, but I'd say all in all we probably had 7 or 8 guys, full-time guys.
Me and Jen, I think, was gone while you was framing this, wasn't we?
You were.
Is that when we was at the SEMA show?
I think November? So. Yeah, I believe so.
It actually got done super quick compared to what a lot of these have done. Like I said, the buildings we've done in the past, y'all got it done in a hurry once we got going. So it's kind of getting this wall up and straight. Is that a pretty hard process to do?
It's tedious. Getting it up is not too bad. But then once you start, before you swing trusses, you always get the wall perfectly straight. So we're on a string line from one end to the other, the whole 120-foot span.
Just square everything up.
And we'll all those braces in the middle. We'll start playing with those and get the wall dead money.
So why? Okay, so again, this I know this, but just for visual here, so I've got this paused. You've got our studs up and down, and then you've got bracing on the inside and outside of the wall that runs horizontally out the wall. What is that for?
Side to side support, and like I said, the braces, all the braces in the middle, they're holding the wall now. But like I said, before we swing trusses, we'll get the wall perfectly straight. So
that allows you to move it a little bit.
You move, yeah. You can move that. You can bend that wall back and forth.
Okay, and then the horizontal lattices, or I guess what do you call those? The stringers,
the slats.
The slats, yeah.
Yeah,
that's for screwing
those
metal.
Those slats right? are just for metal. Yep.
Okay. How was those windows to do? Was they all right?
Not too bad. Anytime you get the fixed pane window, with no sliders in it, they're a little wonky to pick up that high because you don't have any place to hold them really. Windows.
So the typical window that raises, you can lift them, like open them.
You can open them up and install them a lot easier. Yeah. Okay.
So you put in you sheathed part of it before we built the.
We sheathed, we put the lean-to on the other side there where the trusses are sitting. So we sheathed all the way to where we were going to frame out the lean-to after that.
I forgot we sheathed it before that.
Yeah, we stalked right before the lean-to.
Yeah, that's a lot of wood in that wall.
Yeah, it's a thick wall.
So we did the zip board on the outside, and then you did the
slats
on the inside. Okay.
Yeah, interior.
So here's getting to swinging trusses. I remember that. It had just snowed, or did it not like snow?
It was calling for snow that Monday, but I already had the crane truck ordered and everything, so it showed up Monday. We got started on Monday morning, went and took lunch, and then came back after lunch, and it was absolutely
it was crazy. Down. I think y'all stopped early that day because the weather was so bad.
We couldn't see. Everything was getting frozen.
Have you ever now? Typical house trusses are not like that, though. Correct? They're a little. I mean, as far as size wise.
Well, yeah, they're not used that long. But the biggest thing was how many you put X bracing and V bracing inside of all those trusses, and you probably got close to 300 2x4x16s in those trusses, holding them, all your V bracing, X bracing, and rat runs, and you can see some of the rat runs there.
Starts to really make it look more like a completed building when you get that part of it.
Yeah, yeah, you can see it kind of have the closed up space you're going to have. We ran those trusses on 3-foot centers also. Most time houses are either 16 or 2-foot centers. Those are 3-foot centers with slats.
And originally we was going to do that to put the metal on, but then that ended up kind of shooting us in the foot. We ended up having to do an extra bunch of all your extra.
We ended up doing the slats and the zip on the roof. So the roof is 10 times stronger than.
Yeah. It was supposed to be, really.
Yeah.
Gosh, it was such a muddy mess this winter.
It was.
So what's like when you use the zip board as they're putting it on the roof here? What is the difference with that versus just regular OSB?
So OSB, you put the OSB down and then you put a roofing felt on or a house wrap on outside of that.
Okay.
Well, the zip board basically has a built-in roofing felt or wrap. So it's you put the zip board on. It's got a coating on the outside. That green is a coating. And then you put the zip tape, which you'll see later, the black tape on all your seams and nail holes, and it's a lot more watertight and airtight than OSB. This is a newer product.
Okay. You see all the tape there.
Yeah.
That's pretty tedious too, getting all that tape on there.
It is a bunch of tape.
There it is, all greened up, zipped up. I think y'all started. How long? You remember how long those metal roof pieces was?
32 foot.
32 foot.
Yeah.
Now, did you do the roof before we built the lean-to?
Yes. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. We got the whole thing dried in. Yeah. There it is. Then we started after.
So there's the finished product there. with the, I just messed up. Let me go back here. Had a quick picture of that. We'll talk. I'll pause it there and we'll talk a second. 42. So there it is being dried in. And before you started all the metal, so there's the last shot here is going to be a shot of the entire building with all the zip all over it. So like I said, I'd never used that zip stuff before. That ended up being a real nice product, because even before they put the metal on the ceiling or anything, like when it would rain, none of it would come through. Like a lot of the OSB will have like your wet spots everywhere. So it does a good job of drying all that stuff up. So yeah, like I said, that's pretty much going to end our framing video. Next video, I believe, is going to be pouring the slab in the concrete, and then we may have Tanner back a little later for the final video of getting all the metal on and the trim on, because that ended up being probably a lot bigger job than we thought it was going to be. Just there's as much metal on the inside, if not more, than there is on the outside.
Yeah, there's a bunch of metal on this building.
So, guys, thank you all for watching. We hope you enjoyed this video. Follow Tanner on Instagram, Top Notch Construction, and we'll see you on the next one.